Hello, Focus learners, and welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining me today. Why? Because we are going to completely demystify two of the most common, but honestly, sometimes kind of confusing little words in the English language. Yep, I'm talking about the modal verbs can and could. My goal today is just to make mastering these words super easy for your everyday English conversations. By the time we wrap up, you'll be using them naturally, accurately, and with absolute confidence. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this clear roadmap we've got for our lesson today so you know exactly how we're going to conquer this grammar mystery step by step. First, we'll officially meet can and could. Then, I'm going to reveal the golden grammar rule. After that, we'll have a can versus could showdown. Fourth, a little practice time to test your skills. And finally, a quick summary to lock it all in. All right, section 1, meet can and could. Now, before we start putting them head-to-head in a grammar showdown, we really need to look at these two common modal verbs individually. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how clearly it shows can in action across three specific, everyday situations. First up is ability. We use can to talk about things we're able to do right now, in the present tense. Like, I can swim, or she can speak English. It's just a stated fact about a current skill. Second is permission. When you need to ask for something casually, you use can, like leaning over to a classmate and asking, "Can I use your pen?" And third, we use it for informal requests. If you just need a quick hand with something, you simply say, "Can you help me?" It's direct, it's friendly, and it's happening right now. Now let's flip the coin and look at could. While can is very rooted in the right now, could gracefully transports us to the past, or it makes our request sound extra polite and gentle. First up, past ability. If you were able to do something in the past, but maybe you can't now, you'd say, "I could ride a bike when I was 6. Notice how could sets that past timeline perfectly. Then we have polite requests. Instead of the direct, "Can you open the door?" you elevate your manners and say, "Could you open the door, please?" It just softens the request beautifully. Finally, we use it for possibility. If we aren't quite sure about the future, we say something like, "It could rain later." It simply means there's a chance. Moving on to section 2. The golden grammar rule. Get ready because I am super excited to reveal the simple golden underlying formula that makes these words work perfectly for you every single time. Let's move to modal and see how this builds in just 3 easy steps. Step 1, you start with your subject. This is the who of your sentence, like he, she, they, or I. Step 2, you just drop in your modal verb, either can or could. And step 3, well, this is the magic part. You add your base verb. The base verb is the pure original dictionary form of the action word, like play or speak. So the whole shebang is simply subject plus can or could plus the base verb. Let's see that formula in action to clear up one of the most common beginner mistakes. Take a look at this sentence. He can play football. Subject he, modal can, base verb play. It's clean, simple, and grammatically perfect. But if we say he can plays football, well, notice that sneaky S on the end of play? We absolutely never, ever add an S or an ing or an ed to that base verb when it follows can or could. Even if the subject is he, she, or it, that base verb stays completely unchanged. All right, here we are at section 3, can versus could. This is the highly anticipated showdown where we compare these two verbs side by side to really highlight their nuances. And this brilliantly illustrates how we actually choose between them in real life. Can is all about presentability or making a quick informal request. I can drive literally means right now I have the ability. Can you help me is super casual, perfect for friends and family. Could, however, handles past ability or a much more formal, polite request. I could swim when I was 5 means back then I had that ability. Could you help me, please? Is way softer and more respectful. So it's basically the present and casual versus the past and formal. Time for section 4, practice time. Now I want you to become an active participant. Let's gamify this a bit and see if you can solve some fill-in-the-blank mysteries using our new golden rule. Mystery number 1. Let's look at the sentence. I, blank, speak 3 languages. Is the correct answer A, can, or is it B, could? Let's look at the context. There's no mention of the past here, is there? So, what do you think? Go ahead and shout out your guess. If you said can, you are absolutely right. Fantastic job. The correct sentence is, I can speak 3 languages. Since speaking 3 languages without any mention of a past time frame means we're talking about a present ability,
a skill you have literally right now, can is always our winner.
Let's keep this momentum going with mystery number 2. When I was 4, I blank read simple books. Is it A, can, or B, could? Now pay very close attention to that crucial clue phrase at the very beginning, when I was 4. Think about what timeline that puts us in. Take a second, what's your answer? The answer is B, could. Awesome work if you nailed that one. When I was 4, I could read simple books. Because being 4 years old happened in the past, the ability to read those simple books happened in the past too. And remember our showdown rule? When we talk about a past ability, could is exactly what we need to use. Okay, here is our final practice question. Let's see if you can get a perfect score. Blank, you please pass me the salt. Is it A, can, or B, could? Notice the word please in there. Imagine you are sitting at a very nice dinner table with people you really want to impress. You please pass me the salt. What do you choose? The absolute best answer here is could. Could you please pass me the salt? Now look, technically, can you please pass me the salt is grammatically okay and people for sure use it. But could is the absolute best choice when we want to be wonderfully polite. It softens the request and just shows excellent manners. Section 5, final summary. First of all, huge congratulations on your excellent work today. Now let's just quickly wrap up everything we've beautifully decoded today. So the crucial point is, can belongs to the present. It's for ability right now, asking for permission casually, and everyday informal requests. Could, on the other hand, steps back a bit. It's for past ability, making those wonderfully polite requests, and expressing a possibility that something might happen in the future. Go ahead and take a mental screenshot of this handy summary grid to lock in your new knowledge. Excellent work today. You have successfully taken 2 potentially confusing grammar concepts and completely demystified them. But you know what? True mastery comes from active use. So I'm going to challenge you right now. Take what you just learned and prove to yourself that you've got it. Head down to the comments and type out 1 original sentence using can and 1 using could. Think of a special skill you have now, or maybe a super polite request you need to make later today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep up the fantastic learning, and I will catch you next time.